I'm at the Self-Healing Festival, and I have the honor and pleasure of speaking to Dr. Ted Savchenko. That's right, he's a doctor. He's actually a medical doctor from the Ukraine. He's a very specialized medical doctor that he's going to tell you about. And we're going to learn about his provocative journey from a medical doctor to a more sincere, genuine search for really helping people that he was caring for. So tell me, doctor, how did this all begin? Again, you're a medical doctor. In what area of specialty? You're what kind of a doctor?
I used to be a neurologist. Yeah.
You used to be a neurologist. Okay.
I practiced about 10 years, and then I realized that there is a ceiling to what I'm doing. There is a lot of people whom I cannot help, but there is some people out there who call their people's healers or natural healers who can heal a lot more than I do without any education. I started going to these people and interviewing them.
In the Ukraine?
In Ukraine,
yeah.
In Russia, in Africa, in Greece. And I found that many of these people are praying. Even those people who claiming to be herbal practitioners and giving people their herbs to boil and to drink, they still pray. I also met one as well medical doctor who was not able to practice because his degree was from Poland and he was in Russia, and he became a minister. He was healing cases abandoned by medicine.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of neurological specialty were you? Were you at the emergency level or just general practice?
I spent 4 years as an emergency practitioner.
So you're an emergency practitioner dealing with neurological challenges?
Mostly the head trauma and stroke. Yeah.
So that's a very serious area of expertise and study. Very, very scientific.
It is.
And now please, readers have to understand it. So now please continue your journey. So you're learning from these healers that have grade 10 education, and they're actually healing people that you couldn't do. So how did that make you feel? You were saying.
That made me feel very strange. And also, when I was in emergency care, things were very well. I was very happy that I'm helping people. I see people recovering who is not supposed to recover. But then I went to chronic care, and things changed dramatically around. I saw that in chronic care, I can't do much for these people. I saw that they're not recovering. I saw that the quality of their life after stroke or after head injury is very poor, and there is not much I can do. But I also found that healers can do a lot for them after I'm done and can do nothing. So I decided to learn what is it? What is that they do?
So what did you learn?
I learned a lot of things. I learned that there is herbal medicine. I learned that there is prayer. I learned that there is a lot of people who are manipulating the spine and people get healed. And I proceeded to learn many of these things and proceeded basically to switch from traditional medicine to naturopathic medicine.
And so did you get certificates in this, or?
Yes, I did get. I became a homeopath, I became a chiropractor, and was successfully practicing.
Now, was that in the Ukraine or here?
That was in Europe.
In Europe, okay.
In Hungary, yes.
Okay.
And when I was practicing, I had one area of the country where they asked me to go as a neurologist because it was underserved. At that time, I also was practicing my prayer and my faith, right? So one day came when I went to this remote area by train. And I was alone in the train, and I was praying for 1 hour 50 minutes until I got there. And the first lady who came that day was the young lady with the results of the stroke. Her left side was paralyzed after the stroke for 2 years. I prescribed to her everything I would usually prescribe as a neurologist, right? And then I asked her if she wanted to pray with me together. She said that she would like to. We start praying, and in 5 minutes, all of a sudden, he gained complete control of her left side, arm and feet.
And was that like the first time you did a prayer with someone, or what?
Yes.
That's your first experience in doing that prayer with somebody?
His first experience.
Okay, it makes you feel really good, eh? Because you're actually helping people at work.
It was really good, but it was very sudden and very surprising until the extent that her husband went to blackout from the surprise. I have to attend to him as well.
It's like he fainted, right?
He's fainting, yeah.
Wow. He couldn't believe it.
Well, I proceeded to tell her that that's normal, that from now on she can live free. No, there's no need of that medication we talked about before. Everything is okay, and just go on and live normal life. But that makes scratch my head because I realized that my faith, my Christian faith, have a lot of potential, which I'm not using. I decided to investigate.
Okay.
And I got to the bottom of it. I realized that there is a healing prayer, and it is possible, it's learnable, you can teach and learn it.
And what other types of situations have you healed or worked with people?
Well, so far I'm 8 years in the, as a spiritual healer, praying for people. I had a lot of different cases healed.
Such
I was
as?
healed myself as well. I cannot tell much about patients because of the patient and healer relationship, but for myself, 4 years ago, I had a serious inflammation of kidney and stomach, and the very people whom I taught to pray actually healed me from all this, and I'm good now as new. So that was a very good reinforcement for me that it is transferable. This skill is transferable. You can teach people about it.
So are you in the process of teaching people about it? Are you writing a book or what?
At the moment, I'm writing a book about the pitfalls in the medicine and this dead ends which medicine is currently meeting and the way of overcoming this in future. I see that in medicine, the paradigm of man have to be changed. The man have to be seen not as physical object, but as spiritual event. When this will happen, the medicine will be again effective. Until this point, we will produce chronic illness all around.
Well,
We would end up with a situation when half of the country will be in Alzheimer's clinics and another half of the country will be nurses serving them.
wow. So now you reside in Toronto,
Yes.
and you're in the middle of writing a book, and you have this spiritual healing practice, I guess?
Yes.
So how long is the session with you? How long is the session, and are they instant, or do you have to come back once a week, depending on?
Usually the first meeting taking about an hour 20 minutes, but session can be instant. Healing is not limited to any human devices. It's intervention of divine into the human consciousness, right? So it depends on the openness of the person and skills of the healer. It can happen either immediately, which I saw many times, or it can happen slowly, gradually, in a course of a couple months or even half a year.
Okay. So for more information, your website would be?
I do not have currently a website, but
Okay.
I have the email right on my card.
Okay. So why don't we tell us your email?
My email is tedsavchenko@gmail.com or hotmail.com.
So it's Ted Savchenko@hotmail.com.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Doctor of True Healing.
Yes.